Well, I remember walking in here and being excited about this house, but I don't think I ever really got comfortable here or liked it. This is the front room. This is this was I don't know. This was told that this was my space, but as you can see, there's kind of like really no privacy. But then again, I mean, we were a family who needs privacy, right? And then it wound up being Nala's room. And then as you go into the house, we got a bathroom here with all my funky colors that I put in here. And I used to have a faux on the wall, but I took that off because the realtor said it was outdated, and it was. It was really outdated. And I put the chair rail up and changed a couple of the fixtures, the towel ring and stuff, and the toilet paper holder that never stayed on the wall, that constantly fell off. And this was kind of Roseanne's little get-together in the morning room. And then a little time went on. These things used to be all faux. And all I did was take just a couple of cans of paint, flat paint, and kind of like splashed it on the wall and spread it with a rag. And it came really nice, you know. It was really nice. But again, that was outdated, and you know. Oh, and this is the new floor we put in. It used to be an oak laminate the kids bought me from, I think it was for Christmas. They kept asking me what I wanted, and I kept telling them, I said wood flooring for 2 years, and finally I did get it. And I put that in, but I changed it so it would look like the front room, or the living room, which I'll show you. And that was a closet. I don't think I ever really went in there. It was full of the boys' coats, and I don't even really know. But the tenant used it as a garbage closet. Literally a garbage closet. The garbage pail was in there, and that was the cleanest floor in the whole house at one point. But you could see, you know, what tenants do. And but this is the kitchen. Kitchen was definitely a to die for kitchen. You know, I think this is what kind of sold it. But the countertop, this one here, this used to be all the way up here, and it was, you kind of needed a 5-foot stool to sit on it to be comfortable with it. And one night, me and Anthony got him here, and we took this thing off in one piece. I lowered it down. I mean, it took a few days, but then we put it back on, and it was a good kitchen. The refrigerator and the stove are still original from the house. And, the reverse osmosis thing we added in because I got tired of seeing half-filled bottles of water all over the house. And I couldn't take it anymore. It was just annoying. But I believe it paid for itself, you know. And then this is what they call I'll do it in half. We used to have a chandelier hanging from there, or a light fixture. I went pretty crazy in Home Depot to get and bargained for. But the whole thing, as you see, this is kind of like the living room. And the dining area at the same time. You know, at the time, I guess the house was built in 2006. These things were kind of used for 36-inch tube TV was probably the biggest TV you could fit in there. And then I bought a TV for Roseanne, and we had it installed up there on the smaller pop out. And it was good, but I had a lot of good times in here. A lot of family get-togethers and church get-togethers, and a lot of friends here all the time. And you know, it was pretty nice. You know, this is the view from the other side, looking into the front. And we put that fixture up, which the fixture looks nice, but then when you look up at the canopy, it just like, yeah, it just goes to blah, you know. And then the bad part of this thing was, this was the master bedroom, which is right off of there. So in the corner there, where that last window is, right to the right of it, I don't know, you could probably see the shadow of where there used to be a window. And we had to close it up because the air conditioning compressor is right on the other side of the wall. And the whole wall vibrates. So in the summertime, we would move the bed to this side of the room, which fit better anyway. And then in the wintertime, we would put it back on that side. I don't know why we did that, but I think, no, this was the better side because there was more room for the two of us with the nightstands, because we had inherited Emma's bedroom furniture after she had passed away, and we had that. But anyway, I had my own closet, which was full of clothes that I didn't wear, and still that way. But I don't really have much of a closet where I live now. And this was Roseanne's closet. I'm gonna turn the light on so it might get bright for a minute. Yuck. But anyway, no, I meant the light. But this thing was full of shoes all the way out to like this area right here. It was all shoes, all down in there, and bins with stuff and whatnot. But it suited her fine, and I made her a really big shoe thing. I think it held like 42 pairs of shoes, and that thing was full, and they were still all over the floor. It was just, and I think she kind of passed that on to me because I'm like that now. I got a lot of shoes, and this is the master bath. I'll try and hit the light again so it might get bright. Plenty of light switches in this house, that's for sure. But the bad part was when we bought the house, there was really nothing around us. There wasn't much around us. And then they built that house. And as you could see from the house, see those tall windows, that's their living room window. So it was kind of tough. We tried so many different ways. I mean, we put the pebble tint on the top. That seemed to work. I don't know if you could see it, but it's got a full tub. It's not a jacuzzi, and the shower stall. And you know, here in Vegas, the potties got their own closets and stuff. And this room probably stayed some of the cleanest while we were here because Roseanne powdered herself so crazy, and the ground stayed so clean in this part of the house. But and then it had it was kind of weird, you know. One's lower, one's taller. I guess one was, you know, one was for somebody to bend over and break their back while they were trying to wash, and this one seems more of a normal height, which it's not. The shorter one is the more than normal height for any bathroom, you know. And a lot of memories here. I have a picture in the mirror when Emma was here. She was sitting on the countertop over here, and she put her hand up on the mirror, and I didn't wipe it down. I left it there. I think even when the tenant was here, I think it was still here. But I have a picture of it, and that's a picture of the bedroom from the bathroom. We put this carpet in about 2 weeks ago. I think it was a big selling point for the house, was this and the flooring, which I changed in these two closets too. There used to be carpet, and we did that. And I don't know if I'm going to go out in the backyard because it's kind of hot out there, but I guess we will. But anyway, the washer and dryer used to be in here, and it was pretty cool, you know. I had bought a washer and dryer. I don't know if they were LG or Samsung, whatever, but anyway, and we had a jar up there. And I think the only one that used to put them in there was one of the boys would. And all I told them was $1 a load. And I think I got $30 in 2 years, believe it or not. And that's all I had gotten. But, ooh, and I want to show you. This is the first time my car has ever been in the garage. The first time. And we'll make our way upstairs. Beautiful entryway, though. I mean, you have to admit it. I mean, it just, beautiful, beautiful entryway. I don't know. No one ever really remembers coming to the house the first time. I remember sitting outside in the front with Michelle, and I asked her what she thought, and she shook her head, but she said that she didn't remember that. Thought that was kind of weird, but so you go up. Nala used to lay here all the time and shit over here whenever we went out, and over there. And I had to change this. I think Wendy's dog even did the same thing. Wendy was the tenant. But we put these blinds up in these windows. I'll get a better shot from up there. Because the sun, it was just so hot here when we first got here. And then this used to be all carpet, all the same, all the way up on the floor. Me and Roseanne bought this, and we had this put in. Well, we put it in. I put it in. But anyway, all these walls you could see on the patches on the walls were major holes that the boys had made during the years that they were here. You could see the patches from the paint. Oh, well, let me get back to the windows. But anyway, there's the windows. Those ones, and then you got this from up here. This is a nice little view from up here. It was nice. Emma used to throw stuff down. We had a table between those arches down there, and I still have not a table, like an entry, like a long skinny table. And then Roseanne would put garland on here and around the things going down the stairs for Christmas time. It was nice. The only closet in the hallway up here was this one, which they used as a linen closet, and then they put like weight equipment in there. And then it's just ironic because Wendy's kids did the same thing. When I came here last time, it was full of weight equipment, and it wasn't the same. So, and this is the front bedroom. This was one of the boys' room. The carpet is not that bad, but it's 14 years old, believe it or not. And it's been lived in. It's definitely been lived in. This is the view from the front, from this window. I'll go look back a little bit. Maybe I'll lift it. I don't know if it lifts because half the blinds are broken in this house, But that was the way in, and I used to open the garage door at nighttime to annoy the shit out of the boys at night, because that thing would just sound like a railroad train going through. I'm going to close the blinds because I asked them to do it because the house gets really hot. And being that we got a buyer, we bought that fan for here. The house didn't have any fans. We bought that one, and we put the glass. We found it, I think, I'm not sure where we got it. I think we got it at some kind of thrift shop or something, but we got them for like $1, maybe even $1 each or something. I really don't remember. And this is the view from the hallway. It's a small bathroom, but I changed that. I think I have a picture of the old one that I could post later. I bought this on Amazon. It was like $149. And that vanity top is actually from the townhome that I'm in now. I changed the bathroom in there and I saved it. Luckily, well, then again, what don't I save? And I put that in, and it just reached the top of the mirror. If I tell you how lucky I got, that's why there's only a side splash on there for that one. But when we first bought the house, this thing was all scratched up, and I made a big stink about it, crazily stink about it. And they polished it out. They had to do it twice and whatever, but it's lasted through the years. And then there's the infamous little window. The one all the way on the right, can't tell from here. Maybe if I get a little closer, you could see all the broken glass around it. Might be able to see it. there's chips of glass on the outside. I don't know, some kid threw a rock and he broke the window, and they just left it cracked up there, and it was cracked on the outside. It's only the outside window. But for years, and the HOA never got it. And then one day, I got a thing about a year and a half ago that the HOA said that there was a broken window and I had to fix it. So all I did was go up on a ladder and I took the glass out. So hopefully they won't find that tomorrow. But this is the middle room. That's the hatch for the attic, which I think I've only been up there maybe 2 or 3 times. I guess when we were doing the lighting. I'll go inside what we call the game room, and I'll show you that one. There's a closet in here. That's the view from going out. You know, but as you can see, it's like already bloody hot outside. Peek through the window. That's the neighbor's house, which we've seen so many people come and go from that house. It was unbelievable. Crazy stories with that for another time. Crazy stories. And I don't know if I got this, but this is like, you know, the house was beautifully done, I have to say. You know, it was really, really good. We always had a problem with the smoke alarm in this bedroom. That one. And then this bedroom. We couldn't tell which one was beeping, and then one of them, when they go bad, they would set it off, but it always seemed to be these two. I don't know why. But this room here, this was the game room. I'm going to try and get it from this angle. Might be a little better. This used to, as you could see, all the spots on the wall, those were from punches and holes. But this used to be one big room. Kind of what sold her on it. And then this I added, this little shelf here, what cap, because it was so beaten up. Every dog that we've ever had, including Nala and Enzo and Wendy's mongrel, would jump on it from, I guess, from the inside, and the whole thing, it used to be like this, and it was all scratched and dented. And then I said, you know what, I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just going to do this instead. And I put a piece of wood on top of it, put a piece of molding, and I just caulked the crap out of it to make it look as best as possible. And I think it worked. But anyway, this is the view from in here. This room was huge. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's like 16 by 40. It's got to be, or 38 or something. I mean, this is huge. And then we put up this wall. And that's why there's all the trims around it. I'll get back, I'll show you. The trim is all the way around it because I didn't want to make it permanent, which I kind of did once I caulked it all in. The realtor made me caulk it all in and everything. But this used to be one big open room. One big open room. And I remember moving in here, and there was nothing here at one time. Absolutely nothing. You could just see the mountains. And then about 2 months after we moved in, they started dotting up these houses like crazy. Again, I'm going to close the blind because they just refuse to close them. House gets hot up here, but I'm going to fix something here. I'm sorry for the interruption, but okay, because the blind is broken as usual. Not from them. But anyway, we put this wall up, and then we made this room for John. John had the biggest room in the whole house, as usual. Even on Spring Street, he had the same room. And we got lucky with the lighting. The lighting kind of stayed the way it is, and we put the wall up over here. And I guess about 5 years ago, 5+ years ago or something, I went in the attic. Actually, I think it was only that one day that I was up there. And I put a separate switch so that these lights go on separate, because they used to be all the way from here. There's like a 4-gang box over here, and that controls everything up here. But all the lights used to go on all at the same time, obviously, because it was one big room. So that's how that went. But we changed that out. Let me get your view from up here. It was, you know, see, I mean, it's nice. You know, it's your typical Western house with a lot of wasted space, and you know, I don't know. I got mixed emotions here about whether I actually liked it or not, or just didn't. Don't know. I don't know. We were going to close this up at one time. I'll step back so you can see this. We were going to close. Andrew wanted me to close that up so he could put the TV on the wall. 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 You know? And I mean, it didn't matter because the door was, most of the time, well, actually, most of the time the door was closed because of the dog. You know, but the noise was just, it was just, it's hard living in a house with 3 boys. It really, really is, you know, and this thing, you know, in its time, these things were pretty popular, you know, everybody was doing faux finishes on them and everything. And, you know, but the doors were just knockout when we came in. It was just like, I'm going to close them, get better view. They're coming tomorrow to do the inspection, and I hope there's no problems. I'm sorry for that. Okay, I'm going to step back now a little bit. Hi. You know, so the doors were nice. It was you know, I don't know. Like when I look at it now, I think of it as an office in a building, like where, you know, like you go into a building and there's all different doors in the hallways and stuff. And that's kind of the way it looks like now, but open back up and keep it a little warmer. But this wall is actually the wall that I kind of learned my texture on, which kind of learned on how to do it. As you could actually see, my gosh, I even filled some holes. I never even painted them. This whole room was dotted with holes, not big holes, little holes. When the tenant was here, they must have had so much stuff hanging on the wall, probably all small little individual pictures. I never painted the ceiling in here, and I think all I did here was just touch it up upstairs. This room I had to paint all over again. All the rooms up here I actually painted all over again because I couldn't find the paint, and it wound up being at the townhome where I am now. And you know, but the carpet was pretty bad in here, and when I cleaned it, we wouldn't change it, and they were complaining more about the flooring downstairs than they were upstairs. But it's very hot house too, especially up on the top floor. Very, very warm all the time. I'm sorry, I'm looking around the other way while I'm filming. So, make your way down, you know, but she used to decorate the railing with garland and lights and stuff. And well, I don't know about lights, but she used to put garland on the railings and take all the pictures down. Every single picture in the house came down, and everything went up for Christmas. But that's the inside. And in a moment, I'm going to take you back out to the outside.